Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the LI Sports Network for Game 2 of our Wednesday night doubleheader, live from the rinks in Hauppauge, New York. It is the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls taking on the Middle Country Cougars in a game that is so vital for both teams as they push towards the playoffs. Smithtown Hauppauge already has their playoff spot locked up. 10-3-2, 22 points. They're coming off a win 3-1 over the Connecticut-Sayville T-Birds. They won their first game against the Middle Country Cougars by a score of 6-0. But you can't take this Cougar squad for granted. They are changed. They are a different team. And we'll get into that in just a little bit. Smithtown storyline. Who's going to be there in the end? They're in the mix right now to get back into second place, to stay in third, to stay tied for third, to take the first spot. They can't take first place tonight, but they can certainly help their chances. If they win tonight, they'll trail first place by 4 points in pursuit of the #1 overall seed and the Kings Park Colmac Knights, with which they have a meeting in a couple Sundays to try and take the tiebreaker. All important. Defense wins championships. It's a tale as old as time, but you could definitely use some offense. Smithtown possessing the best defense in varsity, just 28 goals allowed in 15 games. It's going to be a tough nut for the Middle Country Cougars to crack, but one that they possibly can. Again, we'll get there in a second. But I need to see the Bulls muster up more offense like they have as of late. Put up a big number tonight. Send a message. Let teams know that you are for real, and they are, but show that the offense can score with the best of them. On the other side of the ice, the Middle Country Cougars come into the game 4-11, 10 points. Lost their last game 7-2 versus the Kings Park Colmac Knights, but are currently in 8th place, holding on to that last playoff spot by a point. Have a chance to really gain some cushion here with a win. Would give them a 3-point cushion over West Islip, and they'd be even in games played. Middle Country has not lost back-to-back since they started 0-8. They are now 4-3 over their last 7, and they're going to look to avoid losing back-to-back here tonight. But again, no easy task against a really good Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls team. They control their own destiny, but it's going to be tough. They're going to play some really good teams coming down the stretch, but again, they've split the season series with the West Islip Lions. So if they continue to win and hold their ground, they can make it into the playoffs after missing it last season. You really just got to flip a coin for your goaltender. CJ Lucente, Michael Sittler have played phenomenal goal this season. It looks like it's going to be Lucente getting the nod tonight. Again, either one a great option, and we'll see if come playoff time, who they decide to go with. And if they're going to win tonight, they got to capitalize on mistakes. Smithtown Hauppauge, prone to the turnover. We saw it against SCHSHL, and SCHSHL stole it without their captain, Thomas Kinkowski, the one win they had without him. Middle Country can certainly skate with them. They can certainly play with them, but can you capitalize on the stakes? Smithtown Hauppauge certainly will, and we'll see what they can do tonight. Warm-ups, finishing. I'm going to take a little short break, and when we come back, it's going to be Bulls, it's going to be Cougars, and it's going to be live right here on the LI Sports Network. It will, in fact, be CJ Lucente getting the nod for the Cougars in goal, and opposing him on the other side, Luke Pavone getting the nod. He shut out the Cougars the last time these two teams faced off. Again, different Cougar squad. So Smithtown, we'll see what they can do as we are underway with Game 2 of our Wednesday night doubleheader. Starts with Luke Hoffler taking a spill in the faceoff circle, but getting up as Middle Country starts off with the possession here. Down low, looking to make something happen. I believe that's Aiden Cole, but rather Devin Quiones. right, third time, David O'Brien is looking to get something started. Middle Country, though, applying heavy pressure. Connor Dion stepping to this one, keeping it in momentary. Kolb now trying to do the same on his side of the ice, but couldn't do so as Frank Fezza comes ahead with Conlon. Fezza over to Conlon, and it's sticked away by Lucente as Conlon driven into the boards by Dion. Dion, as physical as they come, will throw it around with the best of them. He now helps this puck into the slot where Schurman is able to chip it out of the zone, sending Patrick Nolte back in pursuit of the puck. Alan Brandafino couldn't keep this one in. Scott Whitbeck gonna try to chase after it, couldn't get there. Instead, it's Brandafino up to Petito, couldn't take it in cleanly, but then a little help from Brandafino gets it ahead, trying to get it to Ryan, instead intercepted by the Cougars, who get the red line, chip it in, and Pavone out of his net to set it up. Gets it to Petito, but it's turned over to Whitbeck, who gives it right back to Petito and takes a spill. Peter Petito over to Alec Ryan. Cuts up the blue line. Ryan feeding it back into Petito. Passes behind him, but it's Colin McMillan off the bench stepping into it. Aiden Asman scored some big goals this season for this Middle Country Cougars squad. An overtime winner, a goal to send it to overtime. All this coming in just a span of a couple days. In the midst of the Cougars turning their season around, this shot pinballs out high from De Palma. A sliding kick save made by Lucente. Asmund, nice drag. Will swing it all the way down the ice. This one going to reach the line for icing, but the Cougars going to be able to make a much needed change. I want to give one last thank you while I have the chance to head coach George Zarugian and Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls forward Bobby Treitz for coming on and conducting interviews with me and Vinny Matula during our All-Star game. If you haven't watched it, I encourage you to do so. Great interviews from both Bobby Treitz and head coach George Zarugian. Great guys, absolute friends of the program. We wish them the best this year in 2023 and the best with their season moving forward. Now the Cougars chipping in, cross corner, Lloyd after it, couldn't get there. It's McMillan sending across for Siegel. He swings all the way around. Thomas Agavino gonna go get it, trying to send it in front, fanned on the pass, might have gotten blocked. This allows Nicholas Cancia to gain the red line. Chip in. Now he's going to try to beat McMillan there. He cannot. McMillan swings it around. Siegel narrowly turning it over. Instead, it pinballs its way to De Palma. Matt De Palma, one hand, down below the goal line, looking for an option. De Palma tucks it back down low. Tommy Doyle picks it up, sends it in front, and a kick save made by Lucente. Adam Lakowitz controls its center, walks in, trying to find Nolte. Pass was just off pace. There's Middle Country trying to come ahead. Instead, they turn over. Peter Petito wanting to go. Middle Country in a change. It pops up. Lucente gloves it aside. Rebound couldn't be corralled. And now it's the Cougars out to center with Brandon Schurman over the blue line. Drags away from Solomon, looking for an option. Schurman gets taken down, loses it to Solomon. Now he'll send the captain, Nick Noche, in, who shoots one that got blocked wide of the net. Solomon from down below the goal line, trying to feather it in front. Petito had a look, but traffic in front prevented that shot from going away. Schurman will chip it over the red line, and he'll go off on a change. Be TJ Howard taking his place. Andrew Lightby gets it to Lloyd. He's going to send it all the way down. Icing going to be waved off. It's going to be O'Brien trying to get there, but Pavone out of his net to play it. Aiden Asmoon couldn't take this one in. It's Conlon with Sabatino going to the net. Conlon lets it go, and it was turned aside by Lucente. Referee's arm is up in the air here. First penalty upcoming to the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls as Aiden Conlon shows a little bit of a impressive feat of athleticism. Whacking that puck out of midair up into the ceiling, back down. It looks like it's going to be Alan Brandafino going to the box. So Middle Country going to get the first power play here. 4.5 minutes into this game. Asman, nice keep. Interference, the call against Brandon Fino. Asman sends over. Hoffler. Feeling the pressure from Lakowitz, tucks it down. It's DePalma intercepting. He's going to skate. Matt DePalma using the ice. Matt DePalma, here he comes. DePalma around to the net, sent it high. Almost a nice move there from Matt DePalma. Oh, here's a shot turned aside by Pavone. Asman now, skating back. Schurman works through the hit from Lakowitz, able to get it over the blue line, but it's Azara in possession. Azara over to Nolte. He'll swing around, a minute gone on the power play. Lucente out of his net to play it. Whitbeck takes it in from Asman. And now here come the Cougars. Dion trying to get around Sabatino, gonna have to circle back and try to restart. Dion now, over to Kolb. Kolb will get it in deep. Dion down low at the side of the net, puts it off the side. Now trying to get back after it. Here come the Bulls, shorthanded. Frank Fezzo, 1-on-3 over the blue line, will just tuck it deep. 20 seconds to go now on the power play. TJ Howard now. Cancio waiting at the blue line, sends it over. Howard, here's a shot. That one sent wide, I believe by Joseph Golod. Power play set to expire. We get a touch first, however, I believe on the Smithtown bench. So the face-off going to stay in the Smithtown zone. Power play has expired, though, so we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. 8.5 minutes to go. Doyle Hoffler. Set to take the draw. Hoffler wins it back, touched along by Whitbeck. It couldn't be helped through by Leipe. Here come the Bulls, walking in, and a save by CJ Lucente on Thomas Agavino. Asman now, trying to get around Agavino. Gets across the red line, will tuck it in. Beat DePalma now, taking the cross ice feed from Nolte. Hoffler, trying to get the position on Agavino, takes a whack. Agavino now gonna muscle ahead, sends a pass over. Doyle couldn't take it in, touched it, and now he'll glove it down after the cleared attempt and walk into the zone, sending a backhand through the slot. Got a piece of Lucente and scraped across the goal line. The nets come off, whistle gets blown. Stoppage, 7:40 to go here in the first period, still no score. Both teams have had some fair share of chances. See who can crack the scoreboard first. Middle Country certainly has had the flair for the dramatic this season. Love playing in the tight games. We'll see if they can pull out another tight one here tonight. Petito trying to go to work. Puck poked out there by Brendan Lloyd. Solomon at center. Pass evaded a couple of his Bulls teammates. It's Golod up against Petito now, getting some help there from Hoffler, or TJ Howard rather. He'll spin it in. It'll be the Bulls first on it. Colin McMillan from his own zone, gonna chip it around. He found Solomon at the red line. He tried to send it across. Pass got blocked. Drifted towards Lucente, who gets the glove down, makes the cover, and gets the whistle. Noche, Hoffler to the right of Lucente, out very high in his crease. It's taken back Now Petito trying to locate it, gets tripped up. Cougars have numbers if they hurry, but it's Noche gliding back into the play to negate that. Puck still gets deep. David O'Brien couldn't take it in. Alan Brandafino now out of the box, moving it along, getting some help from Zachary Solomon, trying to find Peter Petito at the blue line. Petito lost it to Kolb, who blindly passed it up the boards, cut off by Noche, leaving it for Petito near side. Petito now fending off his man. O'Brien, Petito trying to make a move to the net. Had the puck knocked away by Kolb. Brandafino cut off the exit route. Gets it down to Noche. Back up top, Adam Lakowitz from the blue line. The tip off the crossbar from Solomon. Side of the net chance. Stuffed off by Petito. Lakowitz one more time. Lets another one go. Sticked aside by Petito. Lucente. Lakowitz. Dion now. Trying to clear it. It'll be Schuerman. Reversing course, getting some space, sending ahead. Avoiding the hit. Hoffler gets the tip, and he'll go for the change. Petito, long stretch pass, finds Aiden Conlon. Conlon had it poked by Asman, left it behind, went back to retrieve it. Now Frank Feza helps him out, but it's Whitbeck reversing it back onto Lucente, and he'll cover up for the whistle. McMillan takes the faceoff from Sabatino. Now the pass, Sabatino alone, he scores! Antonio Sabatino gets the Bulls on the board first, and it's a 1-0 Smithtown Hauppauge lead. Sabatino tucking it into that closed quarter space between Leipe and Lucente. A little bit of a defensive breakdown for the Middle Country Cougars. The Bulls take advantage. They're on the board first. Feza now trying to go ahead with the faceoff. Feza will retrieve it down below the goal line. Trying to feed Sabatino again in the same spot. Puck bounces out. Now it's Nolte, turned aside by Lucente. Back up top, Nolte over to McMillan. He lets it go, and it's covered up by Lucente. Antonio Sabatino has had a little bit of a hot stick as of late. Picks up his third goal of the season, coming from Frank Feza. Lazara Howard to the left of Lucente. It's Howard taking it back. Dion fakes one way, tries to go the other, had it closed off. Ryan and him now tying up in the corner. I mentioned before, Dion, one of the more physical players in the league. Certainly will get under the skin of some of the players. We'll see if the Bulls can keep their cool and not let the physical play of Dion get to them. Ryan now. Draped all over him was Howard. A little too much to the referee's liking. It looks like a hooking call going to be upcoming here against number 10 for Middle Country. Middle Country unsuccessful on their first power play of the night. Now we'll see what the Bulls can do already with 1-0 lead. 4.5 minutes ago here in the first. It'll be Noche. Hoffler on the special teams draw. Noche as Hoffler turn away from him, take the puck, maneuver it behind his net, swing it to Kolb, who will bank it up off the boards and clear it. And now Zachary Solomon in a foot race with David O'Brien. Solomon will get there and find relief in Peter Petito across the ice. Petito now with speed, gonna send it all the way around. Noche lets it go. De Palma flubbed the pass, comes out of the zone. Solomon picks it up, gets it back to De Palma. Matt De Palma, tuck it down low. Agavino joining the power play unit, throwing one on net from a tough angle. Lucente forced to make the save. Kept in by Petito. Gets it down to Noche. Trying to feed it through for Solomon. Good skates there by Hoffler to kick it away. Hoffler then drives Petito down, but again, Solomon coming to his aid. Down low to Agavino, not in his usual spot. Agavino tried to go short side, faked out Lucente, fed it in front to Noche, and he sent it wide. De Palma now, grinding in the corner, feeding it up to Solomon. Back to De Palma, one-time shot, sticked aside Lucente. 45 seconds to go on the power play. The Bulls trying to double the lead. De Palma turns it over. It's Dion gonna wait, and he'll get it out just barely, but get it out nonetheless. Cougars trying to sneak a change. Solomon in a hurry, trying to walk to the net. The two players back as Dion throwing the hit, preventing the goal there. Solomon now slowly pacing to the high slot. Resets with De Palma, back to Solomon. One time Petito, he fanned. Dion gonna slap it around, not enough to get out. Kept in by De Palma. Touches up with Solomon. They play catch just inside the blue line. Solomon walking, high slot shooting, tipped in a kick save. Lucente. Another chance, poked away by Lucente. Out of the box, tipped ahead. Here come the Cougars. It's TJ Howard. Has some numbers, sends it over, a shot, they score! Brandon Schurman off the penalty kill, ties the game 1-1. Brandon Schurman been itching to break out. He finally has. He's had such a good season. Glimpses of brilliance from the young man, and he finally finds the back of the net. 5th of the season for Schurman from TJ Howard, and we have a fresh start. 2:15 to go here in the first period. Schurman now in pursuit of the puck, wins it back. It's Asman clearing it out of the zone. Nolte will tuck it right back in. Asman getting it away from Lucente, not wanting his goaltender to handle it too much. Doyle opposing him, making life hard. Ryan trying to get it back to Doyle, cut off by Asman. TJ Howard tying him up. Alec Ryan walking to the net. Ryan one-hands it up top. Lakowitz slap shot, tipped on net. CJ Lucente shuts the door. Another penalty upcoming here against the Middle Country Cougars. Lakowitz, Pavone to the bench. Lakowitz feathers it down. It's Ryan over to Lakowitz. Agavino off the bench just momentarily. Cougars get the touch and will get the call. Looks like it's going to be slashing. Andrew Lightby going to sit 2 minutes in the box for slashing. Second power play chance for the Bulls after not converting on their first. Looking to regain the lead here. Instead, it'll start with a Middle Country clear. Patrick Nolte awaits behind the net. Tommy Doyle. Here he comes with some speed, sauces a pass over. Azara picks it up. Azara, opposed by O'Brien. Will drop it back to Doyle, over to Nolte with some space. Nolte walking and shooting, gloved and held by Lucente. Cougars trying to sneak a late change. Official not going to allow them to do that. It's going to be Hoffler having to come back out on the ice to take this draw. He'll do it against Sabatino. Sabatino turns it back, gets some help, up to Nolte. Minute and a half to go on the power play. 52 seconds in the period. It's Doyle down to Azara. Azara surveying his options, has a couple players parked in front, decides to send it up to Nolte. Doyle off the pass from Nolte, down to Azara. Tommy Azara walking in to the backhand on the doorstep. Lucente gets the glove down and draws the whistle. Five seconds to go here in the period. Approach a minute left on the Smithtown Hauppauge power play. Nolte at the blue line again, walking in, feathers it over to Doyle. Tommy Doyle letting it go wide. Takes a Smithtown bounce, allowing Sabatino to catch up to it. Hands off to Nolte. Patrick Nolte walking in, shooting high off the glass. It finds Doyle. He sends over. Sabatino, one already. Sabatino walking. Nolte couldn't get the shot away. He falls down. 5 seconds to go. One last rush. It's Schuerman. Gonna have to let it go. He does, and a blocker save made by Pavone at the buzzer, and that'll do it for period number 1. An exciting back and forth period that was. Sees the score where we started, 1-1. Antonio Sabatino for Smithtown Hauppauge, Brandon Schuerman for Middle Country, and we enter intermission number 1. We'll see what period number 2 holds in just a minute right here on the LI Sports Network. .35 seconds to go on the Smithtown power play as we start this second period. I want to thank everybody once again for spending part of your Wednesday night with us right here on the LI Sports Network. You're taking in a good one. After one period, we're knotted at 1. Smithtown Hauppauge, Middle Country. The Bulls trying to keep pace at the top of the division as Brandafino lets that go, and a save made by Lucente. Middle Country, however, trying to spoil that and solidify a playoff spot for themselves as well. A changed team indeed. Looking much better, getting the chances, playing hard. It's Colin McMillan now. We'll send over to Brandafino, tucking it into the slot. Looking for Noche. Pass couldn't connect. Now out of the box is Leipe. Onto the ice, the goal scorer for the Cougars, Schuerman. Turnover. Noche with Petito. Nick Noche lost the handle. Brandafino will keep it in. Petito has it whacked away by Cole. Dion takes the hit from Petito. Petito, side of the net, tough angle, wouldn't go. Lucente saved Brandafino in the slot, had that shot blocked. Whitbeck down, a little bit of pain. Petito now, Bulls circling. And finally, the whistle will blow. Scott Whitbeck not able to get to his feet for the moment. Now he does. Took one of the many blocked shots in that sequence. Skates off under his own power. Maybe just a Charlie horse. But nonetheless, both teams get fresh 5 out there, and we're back underway. Azara winning this face-off to Doyle, who lets a shot go short side wide. Puck cleared out. De Palma holds it just outside the blue line. Bulls touch up, coming right back in. Alec Ryan in search of it. He finds it, trying to chip down for Azara. Can't do so, but the Cougars can't clear either. It's Lakowitz sending down to Azara. Azara will back up to Lakowitz. Lakowitz lets it go. Stick save Lucente, and the rebound covered up. Hoffler wins this faceoff over. It's chipped all the way down. It is not on net, so icing going to be called. Pavone thought about playing it, but smartly just tucked his post and let it go, so the faceoff will come back. Doyle off the faceoff, sends it over to Palma, who lets one go. Tipped on net by Azara, and Lucente was up to task. De Palma right back in. Asman will take it, swing it around. This shot turned aside by Lucente from De Palma. Azara trying to keep it away from Schuerman. Momentarily, the puck pinballs and finally works its way out to center. Schuerman pokes it around Lakowitz, carries into the zone. Brandon Schuerman, one already tonight, gets it to Asman, who will from a long distance fire a slap shot in as the Cougars go for a change. Alec Ryan trying to get around Asman, can't do so. Asman sends him back into his own zone. It's De Palma taking that in, sending over for Lakowitz. Puck just outside the blue line. Finally, the Bulls able to tuck it in, but it's on the stick of Asman. Has a stretch pass intended for Golod as the Bulls were in a change. Interesting call there from Smithtown Hauppauge, but no harm, no foul as the pass couldn't connect. And now an icing as a result, and the face-off comes back to the middle country end. Brandafino keeps this in. It's Nolte tucking it down to Conlon, who loses it to Whitbeck. Scott Whitbeck wanting to move ahead. Takes the hit from Nolte, swings it in. Scott Whitbeck back out on the ice after taking that shot off the leg. He's going to try to hustle over here now. Has Kolb as his backup. Kolb and Whitbeck trying to take it away from Feza. Feza will poke it, and Dion will take it in his own end. Bank pass to Golod. He gets the red line, and he gets spun around by Conlon as he tucks it in. Can't see ya. Rides Brandafino into the boards. Gets some help from Nolte. Exit pass for Conlon. Intercepted by Kolb. Trying to poke it through Sabatino. He won't do it. Sabatino locates it. Is able to evacuate the zone. Nolte now. Over to Brandafino. Alan Brandafino looking for Feza. That pass broken up by Golod. Onto the stick of Dion. Skating back to the safety behind his own net. Sabatino opposing him. It's Conlon throwing the hit. It comes all the way down. Races Whitbeck. Takes a whack from Brandafino. Whitbeck to the net. Draws a penalty. And we will see what the call is going to be here. Interference. As he glides into Pavone, will it be a power play or a penalty shot? Brandafino going to the box. I believe it's going to be a penalty shot. Scott Whitbeck to be awarded a penalty shot. The officials giving the words to the coaches. The goal set back up. Pavone checked on. He is ready. Whitbeck coming off the bench to try and take the lead. 10:50 to go here in the second period. Scott Whitbeck being given a second to take a breather. He's ready. The ref blows his whistle, and here we go. Whitbeck walking in, starting out to his right. Scott Whitbeck in, backhand, sends it wide. Luke Pavone wins. And we remain tied at 1. Now we're back to action. Hoffler and Doyle tying up. It'll be Solomon trying to escape. Asmund couldn't get there. Now Hoffler has to retreat. Hoffler. 2 Bulls on him. Doyle and Agavino. Puck works its way free. Lloyd pokes it to Asmund. Aiden Asmund churning the legs, trying to get around to Palma. Asmund swings it around. McMillan looking to get out of the zone. The Bulls will on the stick of Tommy Doyle. Doyle, Agavino going to the net. Doyle sending it over, and the tip was wide. Agavino sending it back in front. Cougars clear it out. Agavino now skating, shooting, and got blocked wide. Doyle now, down below the goal line. Banking it up, Colin McMillan, slap shot, sent and kicked wide by Lucente. Hoffler trying to beat Agavino to the puck. They wrestle down to the ice, arm up in the air, and the call upcoming. Roughing signaled. It's going to be Agavino going to the box for roughing. So the second power play of the night for the Middle Country Cougars. Oh for 1 on the power play. They've also missed the penalty shot, but now a chance with 9.5 minutes to go here in the second period to take their first lead of this hockey game. It'll be Hoffler and Azara to the right of Luke Pavone. Hoffler sends it over right onto the stick of Lakowitz, who tries to clear it out and does, powering it through Asmund. Whitbeck will rescue it, trying to find Schuerman, turns it over. Azara, Ryan going to the net. Azara taps it on, and it's kicked aside by Lucente. Azara back up top to Nolte. He'll retreat, back skate out to center, almost turning it over to Asmund, deflects off his stick right to Ryan. Ryan will flip it in on net, and Lucente forced to cover up with a crashing Azara. "30 seconds gone on the power play. It's been more Bulls than Cougars. Azara now, trying to move ahead. Asmund throws it into the slot dangerously at the side. Ryan trying to tuck it, wouldn't go. Puck still loose, and it squirts out. No goal. Unbelievable sequence of events. CJ Lucente getting very aggressive. Alec Ryan just ran out of room, couldn't put it home. And Tommy Azara couldn't get it to go either. Asmund now, trying to move ahead over the blue line. He will with some help from Schuerman. Brandon Schuerman into the zone, shooting one, had to be blockered aside Luke Pavone. Asmund now, tying up with Ryan. Some help from Schuerman, gets it feathered down low. That shot blocked across the ice. Another clear for the Bulls. Whitbeck has to retreat. Fezza bearing down on him. Frank Fezza Forces him to tuck it behind the net. Leaves it in front. Feza, shot, shut down, Lucente, rebound, pushed wide. Bulls still in control. Sabatino. Tucking it for Feza. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Puck pinned in the middle country zone. 5 seconds to go now. Agavino ready to be released is Dion. Trying to work ahead. Agavino's out. We're back to 5-on-5. Dion takes the hit, loses the puck. Feza steps to it, throwing it in front, knocked away by Asmund. Or Cancia, rather. O'Brien across to Whitbeck, couldn't take that in. Trying to muscle it away from McMillan. He does, throwing it in front, cut off by Brandafino. Brandafino around for Feza. Feza has two Cougars on him. Trying to take the puck away, they cannot. It works its way to McMillan, who sends it over and out of the zone. Solomon dragging, shooting, and a save made by Lucente. Down low now, physical play, Solomon, Dion, puck being wrestled for, it's Dion, escaping with it, trying to go out the middle of the ice. Dion spins his way down to the ice, loses the puck in the process. That's passed across for Brandafino. He carries in, Brandafino lets one go, and a blocker save made by CJ Lucente. Petito, Peter Petito, playing catch with Solomon, sent it up for Brandafino. Back down to Petito, trying to use the top of the zone. Across. Colin McMillan, his shot blocked up into the rafters. That draws a whistle. Howard trying to push this one back. Noche not letting him do it so easily. But now it'll be Hoffler pushing ahead for Golod. Bulls strip it away at center. Petito forced to go outside, looking for De Palma. Had it poked away right on to Lakowitz though. Noche down low, gives to Solomon. Zachary Solomon lets it go up into the netting. Azara, Hoffler to the right of Lucente. Hoffler winning it back. This one lofted high up off the top of the glass. A leaping De Palma couldn't get there. It works out for the Middle Country Cougars. Jacqueline McGee making an appearance on the ice. As the Bulls still trying to break this tie. We approach 5 minutes to play. It's Azara dropping for Ryan. Trying to feed for De Palma. Almost taken away by Golod. De Palma sending it in front into the skates of Doyle. Couldn't get a shot away. This one wraps all the way around. Takes a bounce off the stanchion. Icing waved off. Doyle. Or rather, Lakowitz back to get it. McGee trying to track him down. Long lead pass. Alec Ryan chips it ahead to himself. Ryan in the corner looking to set up. Drops it for Doyle. Almost taken away by Asmund. It's Azara instead. Azara sending one through the slot. Rather, the crease. Nobody there to tip it home. Doyle. Up top, De Palma lets one go, tipped on net, and a kick save made by Lucente. Nolte dancing, sending down for Ryan, side of the net, in front, another save on the shot from Doyle. Ryan, as Golod initially falls down, able to get back to his feet and ship it up out of the zone. Schurman trying to catch up to it, couldn't do so. Kolb, long pass, in the skates of Whitbeck, he couldn't take it in. Ryan now, ahead to Doyle. Tommy Doyle, crisscrosses. Doyle up to Nolte, tries to get the return feed, but it passes up. Asmund with Feza bearing down on him. Puck squirts out, it's pinned up, shot, blocked by Whitbeck. Here come the Cougars. The other way, it's O'Brien, poking into the zone. Kolb steers one wide past the net of Pavone. Brandafino picks it up for the moment. O'Brien tries to regather, but Brandafino forces the turnover. Gets the pass ahead to Sabatino. Sabatino, lone goal for the Bulls. Passes to Brandafino, just couldn't take it in. Whitbeck, touch pass, O'Brien. O'Brien trying to loft into the pads of Feza, taken away by Schurman. Brandon Schurman in, shoots off the post! Inches away is a hard hit thrown there by Scott Whitbeck. Takes down Aiden Conlon. Feza slides one wide. Conlon now. Dion poking it away. Past O'Brien. Whitbeck couldn't take it from Sabatino. Antonio Sabatino catches up to it. Surveying his options, looking for Brandafino. Lost the puck. TJ Howard gonna get on it. 2-on-1 for the Cougars. Howard, Whitbeck. Howard shoots wide of the net. This one cleared all the way down. Icing signaled and called. The Bulls will get a change. A tired group needs to get off the ice. A burst of energy there from the Middle Country Cougars, a flurry of chances. Let's take a look here at how close Brandon Schurman did come. Off the crossbar, just inches away from giving the Cougars their first lead. Now 2:24 to go here in the second period. We are still knotted at 1. Said before, the Cougars are comfortable in close games. They'll take it overtime and they'll grind you down. A group that's not going to give up for anything. As this one is sent off the side of the net on the shot there from Asmund. Not the same team the Bulls played all these months ago. As now it's Leipe behind his net. Avoids the hit from Agavino. Puck almost turned over. Player taken down in the slot. I believe that's Luke Hoffler. Lucente covers up. A little bit of pushing, a little bit of shoving after the whistle. Some players not too fond of some actions. Thomas Agavino right in the middle of it. "100 ticks to go. Bulls, in search of a goal, have only figured out CJ Lucente once. Still trying to figure him out for the second time. Take this lead. A close game favors that Middle Country Cougars squad. It's just a dangerous look for the Bulls. They're going to let them hang around. Agavino trying to center it. Had it knocked away by Leipe. Nolte now tied up with Hoffler. Puck pinned up. Kicked free into the slot. Taken by Cancia. Cougars have numbers if they hurry. Cancia across. Asmund in offsides. But now the other way. Nathan Siegel trying to go ahead. He was caught up to by Asmund. Puck comes out of the zone. Almost came out of the zone. Apparently kept in by Doyle. Tough call there. Luckily no harm, no foul. Cougars able to get it back out. And play continues. Doyle wraps it around. Dion first to touch it. Wraps it to an unexpected CJ Howard. Shot blocked off the stick of Doyle. Approach 30 seconds to go. Nice move there by Doyle. Back up top, Lackowitz. This one comes off sides. Adam Lackowitz not able to keep it in. Whitbeck, Petito, taken right inside the blue line. Solomon, able to skate it in, trying to navigate his way through some traffic. Loses the puck in the process with Schuerman spinning, trying to find it. Pops up off the glass right in front of the Bulls bench. Solomon, blind pass, Petito from the circle, shoots it, knocked down by Lucente, and the rebound pushed wide. 3 seconds to go. One last chance for the Bulls, sending it in front. Won't get it away, and that will do it for period number 2. The only tally still that of Sabatino and Schuerman. Nothing doing in the second period. We'll head to the third to try and decide this one. Bulls Cougars locked at 1 right here on the LI Sports Network. We enter the final 15, locked at 1 here on the LI Sports Network. The Middle Country Cougars trying to further their positioning in the playoff race. Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls trying to stay in the hunt for the 1 seed. We're underway in the third period. Antonio Sabatino, Brandon Schuerman, who gets taken to task there into the short boards, are the goal scorers in this game. Schuerman came within inches of taking the lead for the Cougars, denied by the crossbar. Sabatino now, long stretch pass for Feza, deflects on net. Lucente decides to pass it out. Turns it over, in front, and a kick save by Lucente on the tip from Sabatino. Brandafino lets one go, deflects up off the glass. Conlon down low, puck sitting there. It's picked up by Sabatino. Hounded by Hoffler. Hoffler has it taken away by Conlon. He sends it through the crease. But Feza was tied up. Feza up to Brandafino. Puck gets past him. O'Brien in a foot race, knocks it free. Can't get there. McMillan loses his footing. Gets it to Ryan. Alec Ryan trying to feather it in front. Knocked away by Lightby. De Palma gets the red line. Lucente out of his net to slow it down. It'll be Asmund picking it up. Bulls off sides, giving Asmund some space. Asmund crosses the lines. Aiden Asmund trying to drive to the net. Asmund down low, sending it in front. Nobody home for the Bulls, or the Cougars. Whitbeck up to Howard. Howard tries to make a move around Azara. He'll backhand in down low below the goal line. To Palma. Backhands. Looking for Azara. He'll get him around Asmund. 3-on-2 for the Bulls. Ryan makes his move to the net. Shut down by Lucente. Sliding kick save. And then it's cleared all the way down for icing. Noche, Hoffler to the right of Lucente. After the icing, Noche winning it to Petito. Peter Petito sending it in front, sticked away by CJ Lucente. Hoffler trying to take it away from Lakowitz. Couldn't do so, but put enough pressure on. It pried the puck free, allowing Kolb to move it out to center. De Palma will send over for Noche. Lakowitz skating off. Keep an eye on that. Nolte onto the ice in his spot. Meanwhile, it's Petito down low, feeding to Solomon. Zachary Solomon trying to find Nolte. Had him turned around in the wrong direction. Nolte cruises back. Takes the puck, sends it up. Avoiding the stick there of Cancia. Finds Petito. Turned it over. Puck sitting idle at center. It's going to be Petito repicking up. Peter Petito in. Petito going around the net. Sending in front. They score! Zachary Solomon buries it home, and the Bulls are back out in front. Peter Petito makes things happen. Zachary Solomon tapping it home. The Bulls regain their lead for the first time since the first period. We'll see now what the Cougars have for a response, but a big goal there. Or rather, Nathan Siegel. As this one blocked up into the netting. My apologies, Nathan Siegel buries that one home. His 6th goal of the season from Peter Petito. That Petito's 14th assist, 21st point. Stellar season for that young man. Sabatino now. The other goal in this game for the Bulls. Loses the puck. Now it's Schuerman. Brandon Fino trying to catch him. Brandon Schuerman for the tie. It's in! Score! Brandon Schuerman again! We are tied again! 11.5 to go. It's 2-2. Put enough on it. Made Luke Pavone back up right into his net. A break for the Cougars. And just 20 seconds later, there is the response. It's Petito now, trying to respond himself. Had it knocked away by Hoffler. Noche letting it go wide. Now it's Zachary Solomon, as it was Nathan Siegel scoring before. This time I was in the wrong. Cougars trying to keep this game where it is. Schuerman, 2nd of the game. This one from O'Brien. Here come the Bulls again, looking to respond, and they do! Matt De Palma buries it, and just like that, the Bulls back out in front, 3 goals in a minute. It's been mistake capitalization. Cougars have capitalized on some Smithtown miscues. Smithtown has capitalized on some Middle Country miscues. And now, it's a 3-2 Smithtown lead. 1 minute, 3 goals after the first 2 periods saw just 2. Howard now in pursuit, chasing down McMillan. Alec Ryan over the blue line, chipping it ahead, and it got steered on net, knocked up into the glove of Lucente. Azara, Whitbeck. Azara wins it back. Doyle, Nolte, trying to feed it down low. He can't. Cut off by the Cougars. Golod, hounded from behind by Ryan. Loses the puck. Azara up ahead to Doyle. Drops for Azara. Thought about a one-timer. Wouldn't go backhand on second try, though. Swallowed up by CJ Lucente. Just under 10 minutes to go. It's a 1-goal game, courtesy of Matt DePalma's 3rd goal of the season, unassisted. The Bulls now trying to give themselves some breathing room. Azara to Ryan, trying to guide through traffic, dropped left to Azara, shot right into Lucente, who covers up for the save. Rebound wasn't there. Sabatino, Schurman. Kept in, Nolte lets it go, kick save, Lucente, rebound pushed wide. Nolte again, keeps it in, wraps around. Agavino right on the doorstep, shut down, Lucente, rebound, couple whacks at it, still not in. Agavino winds up in the back of the net as it comes off. A crowd gathers around, officials racing in. Everyone seems to be okay for the moment. CJ Lucente, Thomas Agavino exchange a hug. Everyone's cool. And now with 9:09 to go, we'll draw to the right of Lucente. Howard trying to move it ahead. Thomas Agavino has been given some forward duties here tonight. Now starting to realize. Out of his usual defensive spot, he has had a flair for some offensive presence from the defensive line. So Coach Zarugian trying to get something out of his big-bodied player. Hoffler now trying to walk in, let his shot go, got blocked up off the glass. Behind the net, Hoffler taken down by Nolte. Puck pinballing around, side of the net. O'Brien couldn't get it away. Asmund tried to let a one-time go, had that blocked. Sabatino pries it free, trying to find Agavino, passes behind him, so it goes for icing with 8:21 to go. Whitbeck, Petito, Whitbeck winning it back. Cougars trying to keep it in. Schurman couldn't do so. It's Noche now, racing ahead. He's got Solomon with him. Noche to the net, tried to shove it home, and Lucente shut the door. Petito Whitbeck. Noche right off the faceoff, lets it go. Lucente tried to cover up, couldn't do so. Bulls still have it. Petito driven off the puck by Dion, but it works its way to Noche. Up to Brandon Fino. His shot blocked by Schuerman. Comes out of the zone. Bulls have to touch. Kolb. Pass for Whitbeck. Finds its way to Schuerman. He's got 2 already tonight. Brandon Schuerman couldn't work through the defense of Smithtown. McMillan to Noche. Drops for Petito. Peter Petito looking for the return. Couldn't get it there. Petito tries to get back on it. Now it'll be Schuerman wiggling his way free, gaining the red line, chipping in, allowing Kolb to go after it as he goes off for the change. Petito turns it up. Gives to Noche over the blue line. Here they come. Drop for Solomon. Looking for the tip in front. That one wouldn't go. Here come the Cougars now. TJ Howard will get backhand in. Golod trying to get after it. McMillan trying to wrap it around. Off the skates of Howard. Golod looking to get it away from Petito. Asmund keeps it in. Dumps it behind the net. Nobody there for Middle Country. Hits off the official inadvertently. Stolen away. Hoffler will tuck it down low. Third time is the charm. McMillan will get it, send it all the way down. Icing waved off because of the touch from Hoffler. So Asmund has to retreat all the way down. Now it's De Palma. His goal is the difference in this game right now. Azara takes the pass, trying to feed over for Doyle. Couldn't take it in. Off the bench, Lloyd reaching. Couldn't get it there. A feed from Doyle. Looking for Azara. Wouldn't connect. Bulls send it right back in. Azara fakes the shot. It's Doyle sending over Ryan on the backhand, going around the net, sending in front. Nobody could get a shot away. It's De Palma, though, sending one that got tipped just wide. We're under 6 now. Bulls still lead 3-2, as I said. Matt De Palma, his goal the difference right now in this game. Coming just 45 seconds after Brandon Schuerman retied it, and a minute after Nathan Siegel gave the Bulls their second goal lead, 1-goal lead of the night. Doyle drops for Lakowitz. Adam Lakowitz sending it across, turning it over. Scott Whitbeck in alone. Whitbeck! Does Pavone have it? He does. Yes, he does. It's a save for Luke Pavone. He makes this one second denial of Whitbeck, and the game remains in favor of the Bulls. Pavone not sliding back this time. Scott Whitbeck, great look at it in alone with some pressure from behind. Not able to get it past the Smithtown goaltender, who now is skating over to the bench for some reason. Did he lose his skate blade? I think he might have. Something, equipment wrong. A skate blade perhaps. Luke Pavone has lost it, which means Jake Citron is going to be called upon to finish out the last 5 minutes of this game. Not the worst option in the world, not by a long shot. To go from Luke Pavone to Jake Citron is an upgrade, not a major one. It is a major one. Jake Citron great in his own right. But nonetheless, not a bad option to be going from one good goaltender to another, as now the Bulls moving in. Nathan Siegel had Lucente down and out. The pass couldn't connect. Feza fed it back. Citron out of his net to play it. We'll see how Jake Citron fares against this Middle Country Cougar offense. Has not seen a shot, has been sitting on the bench for parts of 40 minutes. Whitbeck, Kolb turns it over. Siegel, one already. A diving Whitbeck prevents a centering chance. Sabatino now, one himself, sends it back for Nolte. It hops over his stick, out of the zone, and he has to retreat. Now over for Brandafino. Jake Citron stretches behind the play, trying to get loose. Kolb, with some time, with some space, sends a long pass, has Golod. Golod catches up to it. Golod gets taken away from the play by Noche as this one comes flying over the boards, out of play. Face-off gonna stay inside the Smithtown Hauppauge zone. As I said, we'll see if Jake Citron is up to the test, sitting on the bench for 40 minutes. It's tough, it's cold in here. He's stretched the best of his ability. Hoffler and Petito tie up, kind of just stare at it, wait for everybody else to join the fray. As this one is turned over, Asmund walking in, shooting one wide. Solomon can't find it, now he can. So he had Hoffler bearing down on him. Solomon turns it up, sends it over for Noche. Aiden Asmund will retreat, recover, backhanded up, and right in front of his bench it lands. Kind of scares some of the kids on the bench, but everybody's okay. Hoffler forcing McMillan back. Long one-touch pass over. Banks off for Petito. Peter Petito walking in. Peter Petito, wrap chance, shut down by Lucente. De Palma, try to get tricky with the keep in. Didn't work. Howard now makes a nice move. Send it across, nobody there. 2:50 to go. At what point do the Middle Country Cougars empty their net? We'll keep an eye on Lucente, see if he gets called to the bench. Asmund. Cougars in a little bit of a change. Asmund backhands over. Schurman goes down to the ice, but he's able to recover, move it ahead. Didn't connect with Cancia. And now it's Solomon trying to take this turnover ahead, but he got spun around, couldn't find it. Now the Cougars coming ahead with Schurman. As I said, he has two already tonight. Schurman surveying his options, trying to send it in front. Cole was coming on, couldn't get there. Alec Ryan crisscrossing ahead. Alec Ryan sending a cross, and the one-time feed was broken up, intended for Azara. Doyle, nicely kept in. Gets it over to Ryan, who'll tuck it down for Azara. Tommy Azara, approach 100 seconds to play. Alec Ryan feeds it back up top. Patrick Nolte skating back. Has his shot blocked. Brandon Schurman now trying to drag around Adam Lakowitz. Nice defensive play there by Lakowitz. Doyle, Azara, high slot, trying to walk down to the net. Doyle at the side, stuffing it, shut down Lucente in front, right into Lucente goes the shot from Ryan. And we get a whistle. Timeout, Middle Country. They want to talk it over, they want to get a rest, and they want to be fully prepared for this last minute 15 push. This has certainly been a good one. Great way to close out our Wednesday night doubleheader here on the LI Sports Network. One last time, want to thank everybody for tuning in. A one-goal game with 1:15 to go. The difference, Matthew DePalma's goal. 10:41 left in this third period. Will it stand? As I've said, the Cougars have a flair for the dramatic. They've made comebacks. They've won games in overtime. They're never out of it. A long way away from the net. We'll see what they can come up with as Sabatino right off the faceoff lets it go. Had the tip, but Lucente shuts it down. Noche and Hoffler. Hoffler sends this one over. Exit pass. Taken up. Lakowitz tried to clear it through Whitbeck, couldn't do it. Bulls lob it back in. Minute to go. Whitbeck. Lucente starting to wander. There he goes. Net is empty. Here come the Cougars. It's Dion handing to Kolb. Kolb shooting. That shot blocked. Brandon Schurman, extra attacker. Hoffler spun down to the ice. This one gets wrapped around. Kolb trying to step to it. He will and keep it in. 40 seconds to go. Kolb drags around. Will tuck it low. O'Brien stepped around by Nolte. He's going to try to clear it. He can't. Dion fends it away from Feza. Mad scramble. Schurman, high slot. Lets it go, and it got deflected wide. Nolte approached 20 seconds to go. Hoffler hustling there. Can't keep it in. Hops over his stick. Noche going to streak ahead. Empty net. Nick Noche misses wide, but a penalty upcoming here. Penalty shot going to be awarded, or a goal rather. Referee pointing to the net. So I don't know if it's a penalty shot or a goal. Not too familiar with what happens on a breakaway with an empty net. It is a goal. So the Bulls score. They make it 4-2. This one gonna come for Nick Noche. And that will about do it. Just 10 seconds to go here. This Cougar comeback gonna fall just short. Conlon falls down right in the face-off circle. He swats it ahead. Agavino gonna let one last one go. And there's a hand pass, but they're gonna just let the clock wind down, and that'll do it. The Bulls survive. A win is a win any way you cut it. As I said, a different Middle Country team. First time they've lost back-to-back since they started 0-8. They went 4-3 during that stretch. Now find themselves at 4-12, a point up in the 8th place spot. We'll see if they can bounce back. The Bulls keep pace, move back into 2nd place. Now 11-3 and 24 points. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time right here on the LI Sports Network, the home of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League.